What if the people who die here... What if their fears become part of the forest? What if that really is Nathan's nightmare out there?
I always feel like...
If you are anything other than some bedtime fucking story that we tell ourselves, then you will tell me why.
Because what happens next is my favorite part.
Somebody's watching me.
Hello, FROMILY. This is Ellen the Marvelous, the movie Gangstar. Again, I'm publishing my review with some delays due to 70 days internet blackout in my country. As I said before, new levels, new monsters, new demons. And now, as Rising of Boyd family. Stevens. You know why people were calling Boyd Mr. Fish and Love? This phrase is a metaphor, as it seems they are calling Boyd Mr. Fish and Love after Jesus Christ. But in fact, they call him Mr. Fish and Love maybe because of his past situation. I believe in the real world, Boyd has been a people-pleaser type of character, who always has got used to take care of people, to please them and satisfy them. And seems people always were counting on his help and his assistance in any occasions and situations.
Sorry, you're so strong, you're so strong.
He always have had to please people with his sacrificial type of acts. The truth is, in reality, Abby was right. And just because of that, Abby was right. He always has been looking for a way to please everyone to become known as Abby. He has had low self-confidence and self-esteem. It seems Ellis is a bit different in spirit, but in reality he is the same. Today I have decided to dive deeper, as this is the third episode from season 4. I guess we have to get more clues connected to the past or maybe to the future. If you like my reviews and analytic breakdowns, hit that thumbs up and like my video. Also, share it with your friends and through the FROMILY community. Subscribe to my channel to support me, and if you are interested in my From Analytic breakdowns, make sure to push the bell to be informed if I uploaded a new review and be the first one watching. Okie dokie, let's keep digging.
Somebody's watching me.
I was created this review for episode 3 and I didn't have access to upload that on time. The moment I watched episode 4, I just shocked on me. It seemed I was story walking to the future. I didn't change the intro, I just broke the review in 2 parts on episode 3 and 4 together. I also splitted my review on Sara and her revenge into 2 and put into this review. I knew you will need my review on Sara, because I just didn't have any internet connection on that time to upload that review for you. I just want to show you how repeating wrong patterns and being stuck to the past always comes at a cost. You just need to recognize those patterns and find the route to solve. This new tricking atmosphere and scarcity now is going to turn the Wolfram land into a box. It seems another round of this dirty rigged game has begun. New levels, new monsters, new demons. And of course, upgraded rules dominating on all same old patterns. In part 1, my focus will be on repeating patterns, evidences, and also mirrors and mirroring effect. I'm going to introduce you to a concept named reflection that begins from the mirror and of course will end up into the water in part 2. At the end, I will satisfy you by my theory about the water and the mirror in part 2. Okie dokie, let's dig a hole in FROMland.
Somebody's watching me.
At the beginning of the episode, for the 3rd time, we see Fatima under shower, mesmerized by the water. As it seems, water is talking to her. Fade to black and the shot opens to the kitchen at the colony house. and we see Elgin sat lonely in sadness. All of a sudden, Fatima enters the kitchen, and for a moment their embarrassed eyes entangles on each other. The conversation begins. Fatima seems wants to pick a glass of water. She brings the glass and puts it on the table in front of Elgin, starts talking to him, asking him for a secret help. It seems this time this is Fatima who is under control by water. Seems to me as a dark water. When we have Elgin, and if there is a glass of water or some kind of water around, you have to look into everything as a reflection and sometimes deflection. Now seems Fatima also has this ability.
Somebody's watching me.
Next, we jump into Boyd's nightmare of the moment he had to shout to Abby to save his son. As I said before, he now believes Abby was right. It seems everything here has been arranged as Boyd finally has to believe and confess that Abby was right. We see Acosta where we saw Frank, Megan's father, for the first time, but this time this is Officer Acosta, a white blonde cop as Abby, who has now puts on her green shirt. This time instead Frank, Boyd is talking to an impression or improvisation of Abby. He already has had a nightmare of that day he had to shoot Abby to save his son. And now Acosta is a live projection of Abby after shooting someone. Maybe this time this is him putting Abby in the box. Acosta claims that she was not herself at all at that moment and doesn't know how this happened. But Boyd still is looking for more convincing answer from her. Is this fair? Did anyone ask if Abby or him committed those murders? Or if Abby was alive, he had to put her into that box too? Acosta asked him about those who had a plan and all died at the end. And as Boyd confirms, she loses her hope and asks him for just one bullet. Just for one bullet. She is talking the same with Sara. Let me take you back to Season 2, Episode 9, the night that those cicadas appeared and Sara was trying to convince Kenny, so dramatic and gluttony, as she put a gun and loaded it randomly and pointed towards her own head in a show-off act as she is punishing herself because of those murders she has had committed, especially Kenny's father. We see her first exactly as Acosta asks Kenny for just one bullet, and she mentions on her going to the jungle to Boyd earlier. Now we see Acosta is exactly mirroring the same. But how this has happened? Just because of Abby's shirt she took from the storage back at the diner. And now really it seems Sara is messing with people's mind through these objects that she keeps in that storage. This is obviously the main reason for all people's desperation and misery here in FROMLand at the first place.
Boy says you're looking for ways to be helpful. I got a bunch of clothes that need stitching. Yourself?
Yeah. Again, we have faced with another pattern, but this one looks to me a newer pattern projected by Sara. Who knows who is Sara in reality, after Nathan, his only brother, also died. We saw Sofia asking her if her other family members and dependents still in FROMLand with her, and she answers not anymore. This was Sara herself who tempted Sofia to leave with her by mentioning on herself being alone. They know each other, I'm sure of that. Let me take you back to that scene in Season 2, Episode 9 again. Earlier, before Sara attempts to load a gun to kill herself, she speaks about his stepfather, who was taking them to hunting trips. In the night, at the tent, it was Nathan, her younger brother, scared of cicadas buzzing outside the tent into the forest. She claimed that this is Nathan's fear that has left of him in this stuck place FROMLand. Now everything seems to me convincing. Who knows, maybe the man in yellow is his stepfather. It was enough for Sara only to touch his brother's shirt to put that fear into the shirt. The wife took the shirt back and threw Sara out. Next time we saw her husband screaming, and his wife is the first victim of those vengeful cicadas. We already saw they treated Sara like a shit. and insulted her badly. We can say this is the revenge from Sara. Even she could mess with Reggie's mind to make him shed more blood and even attacked Boyd and got killed. Here, there is a question. Why only Randall, Julie and Mariel were trapped? What was wrong with them? Sara went back to her house to pick Nathan's shirt, but that couple insulted her and threw her out like a monster. Then Sara, as she mentioned to Kenny about Nathan's worst fear cicadas, manifested them into the town to get revenge on people who treated her bad. And first she sacrificed that couple. Sara was lost her beloved brother, but instead Chrissy now had her fiancée Mariel by herself, and she trapped Mariel because of that. She aimed at Randall and trapped him by those cicadas only because he insulted her and her brother back in the church. And trapping Julie also was some kind of revenge from Matthew's family, because they have their son alive, and mostly it was Julie who had her brother eaten alive by her side. Even the winter arrived just because Kenny broke that Christmas ornament Sara was loving in the memory of his brother. Sara manifested a bloody Christmas for Kenny as the snow was falling down after his mother's body. The moment Sara pieced all those pieces together again and fixed that Christmas ornament, she received a message about Fatima, and Season 3 grand finale began.
Let me ask you a question. You say those voices told you that killing those people would get everyone home. You ever stop to think that maybe they were lying?
I don't want to talk about that.
Wait.
We saw Sara already knew about Matthew's family arrival to the town. Also saw Sara never mentioned to the second car and the car crash. She only was concerned about Matthew's family, and just in a few days later, she heard and saw of another message, kill the boy, and she tried to kill Ethan. It was Nathan who seemed to be alerted about what Sara was planned in her mind. He arrived to save Ethan as he brought Father Guthrie with him and led Father Guthrie to see her sacrificing him instead. Who knows, maybe Nathan not only saved Ethan but saved himself as well. In reality, Nathan was a kind and caring person, but he was lonely and immersed in himself, as it seemed the only person he trusted was Father Guthrie. And who knows why? After all, Sara was exposed as a murderer, and Father Guthrie knew about her secret. She was already acknowledged of Nathan sharing things with Father Guthrie, and Father Guthrie was exactly one of those only survivors in FROMLand who we saw from the beginning, who appeared in front of Boyd's car, asking and begging them to trust him, follow him to the panic room they had underground. And who knows if he was a real priest after all. I have discussed on Father Guthrie's death already in too many reviews. Let's get back again to Season 4 Episode 3, again to Sofia in the clinic.
Somebody's watching me.
This is Sofia at the clinic by his the priest's body, seen praying happily ever after. Last night, she sacrificed this poor priest who she claimed is her father, exactly as Sara when she sacrificed Toby at the clinic in cold blood according to the voice she could hear. In the next shot, Kenny, Chrissy and Mariel, including a stranger, appear to take the priest for the funeral. Kenny has brought some stuff from the priest's car for Sofia. But as this is not enough for her, she asks for a moment alone by her father for goodbye. Instead, she pulled out one of his teeth to remind him later. Who knows, maybe once this shapeshifter decided to come back around as a priest. I already discussed on Father Guthrie and this priest and the way they both arrived to FROMLand in my review on the first episode. Sofia pulls his tooth out, and this is exactly the same with what happened to Fatima back in Season 3 when she was standing in front of that mirror in the bathroom. Who knows, maybe the man in yellow aka Sofia uses his suit to project him back as if this is his ghost, exactly as Father Guthrie and Tim the bartender. One messing with Boyd and the other plays with Jade's mind as the ghost of Tim the bartender. I didn't check if he had pulled a tooth from Jim too. But this is exactly possible, and this is the only way that he could appear to Ethan to trick him and sending him after the Lake of Tears, and it was the only reason for me to discuss on that scene when Ethan meets Jim in the forest from two different points of view. Now, after watching episode 3, I guess I was right to have this doubt. I am going to dig deep into this theme through this very review.
Somebody's watching me.
First, I need to mention on the same scar we see on Jim's forehead and also on the priest's right forehead at the same time. If we refresh our memory back to season 2, it was that girl from the bus who had watched monsters torturing her boyfriend as she was stuck to a tree by an iron rod into the right side of her forehead. Second time, we can recognize this scar on Unquit children. This scar has marked on the right side of their forehead too. And now, in season 4, we not only saw Jim with the same scar at the right side of his forehead, but now we see the priest also has the same scar with Jim. The moment the title intro ends, shot opens to a scene back at the bar. It seems this is morning early. Jade is sitting on the table, tries to meditate to gain his concentration back. In the background, by the window, there is a Reckitt poster on the wall, which seems like an advertisement for milk, and exactly under the poster, you can see a stop sign below the poster. In a moment, Boyd jumps in and distracts him, triggers our mind to season 3 first episode when cows were sacrificed by the monsters in an ambush. They had no more cow milk, and they only had goat for milk. Now, during the dreadful presentation of Jim's sacrifice, a dramatic, horrific, not only terrifying but dreadful circus show of the man in yellow, we saw those goats were being sacrificed. There is no more milk in the town. And now, what if Jade takes that mushroom or LSD and goes to a bad trip and needs milk to be saved? That's a fact. Boyd asked him to join the funeral. He denies as it seems he wants to take acid as Miranda and Henry to discover and see more. He wants to do something for Tabitha. This time this is Boyd who reminds him about the message on the wall. This is exactly Boyd who is making a fear out of a sentence. They all are gathered for Jim and the priest's funeral. Ethan has a big coat on. He seems not comfortable in that big coat. It seems he wants to put his feet into his father's footsteps. This is a metaphor to show how a teenage young boy has to live as a grown-up person and support his family. As Boyd begins to speak, crows appear making noises. They are surrounding people present at the funeral to scare them. It seems this is Sophia who is messing with those crows. And I believe this is in connection with that scar both bodies has on them. Maybe this funeral is a presentation of these two bodies to the crows as two new members of the team. She could distract people through crows. At first, I thought maybe this is Sara who is standing far manifesting those crows to scare them. But it seems this is Sophia calling out for those crows to scare people and keep them in the mood and scarcity.
Somebody's watching me.
Next time, they are all at the diner trying to eat. Sophia is sat on a table, has Matthew's family under control. Victor arrives as he presents one of his first drawings to Ethan. Victor was drew them as a happy family, and we can see a yellow cloud at the blue sky. Ethan was waiting for a moment to catch up with Victor to visit the lake. He leaves with Victor to the colony house. At the same time, this is Sophia who is not observing them from far but is asking Kenny ridiculous questions, all pointing to the night his father been killed to connect that to Matthew's family arrival. The moment Boyd calls on Kenny and they leave Sophia alone, Julie approaches her kindly and with compassion comforts her for her father's death. But Sophia puts the blame on Matthew's family arrival by only a verse of Bible, as it seems this is Kenny who has told this about them. She makes Julie burst into anger and breaks her heart. Kenny seems to be aware about some repeating patterns try to trigger him. Who knows why? Kenny believes that Sophia prays a lot, and just because of that, he is suspicious about her. He takes Sophia to the church, maybe wants to let her in the church, where she may enjoy spending time. Kenny warns Sophia not to play with people, and the only remained hope they have to breathe. Kenny suggests her to leave at the colony house, as he is living in the colony house, to leave at the church, but Sophia offers she wants to leave with Sara, because she thinks Sara is kind. It seems Sara is already waiting for her. I am sure that they are both shapeshifters and the same kind.
Somebody's watching me.
From the other side, this is Jade, who thinks he has the key in a corner hidden in his mind. And here, this is Kenny, seems remembering something, but he doesn't know what is really going on with him, that he feels the same. Jade decides to go to the Brandles, the only lake located around, to meditate. From the other side, Ethan asks Victor to take him to Brandles and promises him to tell him about his secret. The moment they arrive to the Brandles, this is Jade meditating as he's floating on the water. Ethan doesn't have good feelings about Jade, and definitely he knows his father's death has a connection with Jade. He tells of his secret about visiting his father to Victor back at the forest and his dream about the Lake of Tears. Victor calls Jade to join them in this new quest looking for the Lake of Tears. After everything Julie endured with Sophia, she has decided to go to their house, the Wrecked One, to pick Ethan's stories and read them. Because she believes there is a connection between those stories and everything they are facing with, and Randall seems to feel responsibility for Julie, especially after what was happened to her father. He was trying to protect her, or maybe he has plans to use Julie to find a way out. Julie sends him down into the basement, where he was already trapped with Jim, to bring the blue bag with the books inside. This feeling happened to Julie exactly after she saw Victor's drawing of her family. Certainly, she was noticed of the domination of blue color in the drawing that was surrounded the big mass of yellow cloud in the sky. It seemed she was inspired by that drawing, or it's better to say mesmerized by blue color. At the same time, we saw Tabitha at home goes to the drawer, puts the drawing in the drawer, and puts the yellow drawing of the lighthouse out. Seems she's still stuck to the past. She thinks about that short lost opportunity she had outside from land, and she couldn't use it properly. She already had this feeling of regret, but at that time she had Jim by her side, comforting her, reminding her that this is not her fault. Again, she has mesmerized by the past. She writes a letter for Donna to explain that she has decided to go through the bottle tree again. Maybe she could reach to the lighthouse again and find a way out to save not only her children but the other people from this doomed place.
Somebody's watching me.
Tabitha is confused and alone. She is only gaslighting herself. She goes to the colony house, attempts to enter Donna's room. It's wondering how Henry catches her on time. Tabitha enters Donna's room and puts that letter she already wrote in front of the mirror and leaves the room. But Henry quietly cuffed her and left the colony house with her to protect her. He knew she was in a difficult situation of loss, the same with what he had experienced before. After all, now Tabitha is going to the bottle tree with Henry at the same time when this is Ethan, Victor, and Jade who are walking through the forest looking for the Lake of Tears, as his father wanted Ethan to do. Maybe he could save his father and free people from this eternal suffer.
Somebody's watching me.
From another side, Julie and Randall put on the same quest. Randall went down the wreckage to bring the blue bag and books for Julie, as he had a lamp as a torch in hand. He had been there already when the house was collapsed, and he went to help Jim save Tabitha. he was lucky enough to come out the wreckage and spend the night at the diner with others. It was only Jim, Tim the bartender, and that young boy who started bleeding out of his mouth and died. Tim died a moment after they just let Jim still alive. Maybe as a new opportunity for his family, we can see that obviously when Julie gazes on the wreckage and reminded of her father and praised his bravery and company. Now Randall has came back to revisit a past event, has a light in hand looking for the blue bag. At first, he's looking around. As it was light up all around him, we could see the remains of that wall where Jim began to write all possibilities on and asked everyone to write a question on the wall. By the way, these wrecked remain walls remind us of those numbers Tabitha saw written on the wall back at the lighthouse when she was climbing in the stairs in her dream for the first time. Tabitha's dream also started exactly at this basement where now had a hole opened to the underground tunnel as a way for monsters' quick approach. It seems all Matthew's family house now has turned into a part of those dark tunnels. Instead, those sleeping monsters, this is that dead body, that young boy who died in that basement the day the bus arrived to the town. Maybe here as a symbol to trigger Randall's first experience of fear the moment he arrived to FROMILY. He tries to stay cool and calm, and at the same time, this is Julie protecting him from outside by calling him. Randall finds the bag. As Julie confirms those books, he attempts to step out, but he has to pass through that disgusting dead body. He does that, and at the same time, a dirty mouse comes out of his mouth to scare him disgusted. Exactly the same when Tabitha and Victor were walking through that tunnels and Tabitha saw that mouse was eating up that dead crow back at the tunnel. However, Randall tries to distract himself. We have to wait and see if he has dreams or nightmares of that wrecked basement. Maybe as Tabitha alluring dreams or seductive visions. We already saw Randall had some cicadas visions and voices messing with his mind. Now these three storylines are moving forward strongly connected, as at the same time Fatima has her own secret plan back at the colony house.